I'm not sure if you know this, but Captain Kirk is Michael Myers. Back when they were making Halloween in '78, they needed a mask for their villain, and since Halloween was a low-budget movie, they purchased a Captain Kirk mask and made alterations to it. So I wanted to do a mashup where I combined Captain Kirk and Michael Myers. Basically what I want to do is have the Michael Myers face, but instead of his typical coveralls, I wanted to actually make a captain's uniform out of that, creating Captain Myers. So I'm just gonna follow the directions. The first thing I need to do is add a teaspoon of dish detergent to help promote level dyeing. I then heat up the water, bringing it to around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I'm using a 10-quart pot, which is just big enough for my coveralls. Now that we're there, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my gloves and we're gonna add the dye. I'm not sure how well this is gonna work out because I needed white coveralls, and the problem is that they're 65% polyester, 35% cotton. The formula I found online for the commander's colors is 2 golden yellow and 1 tan based on the powder coloring, and those colors don't exist in the synthetic dye line. Because I have to use the synthetic, I have to tweak it a little. I'm going with 2 daffodil yellows and 1 sandstone. So hopefully that works out. If not, it should be close. And I really don't have a choice because this is 65% polyester. I don't know if this color is gonna work out. Man, I really hope so. It looks more brown than gold. Let's go all in. Let's put the leg in first, sort of check the color. And it actually looks like I might be able to get away with it. You know, hopefully everybody's colorblind that checks out my outfit. The first 10 minutes are, I guess, the most important 10 minutes, they say. So I gotta really stir this thing once it gets in there. I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer for 30 minutes because I really need to keep it in there for 30 minutes at least. That was a very big deal. Hopefully, still doing okay in terms of size of this stuff. For going in. I mean, I checked the water beforehand, but you know, the one thing I didn't account for was I was going to add all that dye in there. So I may have to pull out some of this before I can keep going. So let me grab something that will work. I'm going to go ahead and pull some of the water out because otherwise I'm not going to get this puppy in here. Right, now we're getting closer. Ooh. Still pushing it. So I'm already a bunch of minutes into my most important 10 minutes. Not sure how well this is working. It's dying for sure. I just hope it's not turning into a tie-dye situation. Even though I'm supposed to continuously stir for 10 minutes, I'm also worried about the temp going down. Because they're like, it needs to be over 200 at least. Oh boy, it looks like the temperature went down. So we're turning up the heat. First 10 minutes is important. Oh man, I'm sucking at this. So what I think the problem was is that, you know, I can't have the coveralls at a boiling temperature, so I put them in and it cooled it down too much. I really don't know what to do for that because the problem is, you know, I'm not getting as much water as I need. So I don't know what alternative you could have besides maybe just restarting like I'm going to and doing it for longer, because it's really important, they said, that the polyester blends get at least 30 minutes. So once I get this temp back up, it's pretty much just starting again, which really sucks because I'm about like 20 minutes in, you know, but I really don't want this to not work. Once I get the temperature back up past 200 degrees, I simmer my coveralls for around 45 more minutes. Whoop. I'm a big silent film fan, and this reminds me a lot of The Gold Rush. Charlie Chaplin boiling his boot to have a meal. Well, giving it a lot of extra time, you know, the color's looking pretty good. I hope it doesn't lighten too much, but man, I just really think it's time to do the next step. Because my coveralls are a polyester cotton blend, I need to use the Color Stay dye fixative to reduce bleeding and fading. So I gotta add that to my hot water I poured in here. I'm just using my other sink, my stainless steel sink. Then I wring out the excess dye in my coveralls and place them in the sink. Ooh, it's getting warm on my hands, gosh. Dang, that's warm. After stirring for 20 minutes, I rinse them in cold water, and then I throw them in my washer. So there we have it. I've washed it and dried it, and it's looking pretty good. I iron on the command insignia, keeping the iron under 300 degrees so I don't melt the polyester. All right, the edges are on there nice and good, and I was gonna sew on the command ring, but the thread I bought was a little too thin for it, so I went to plan B, which is liquid stitch, and I'm going to just glue it all on instead. Otherwise, we will not have a Captain Myers. We'll just have a Michael Myers, and I need mine to be a captain. So I'm gonna go through and get going on that. It's officially a captain's uniform. There's just one more thing needed to bring this character to life.
Well, I got the knife finished. I hope Joe shows up because I want to get it to him so he has it on time. Okay, that was cool. And you're really in the character, Captain Myers. That's okay. This is funnier than I thought it would be. And I love the rank. That's cool. That looks really, really cool. Of course, you know me, I'm an old school Star Trek fan, so I'm really enjoying this. So are you gonna like maybe use the Captain Kirk mask, or you just want to just keep this one?
So I don't break character. You know, this is what us guys who play Michael Myers do, but technically, I'm Captain Myers.
Right, your own new character, yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Maybe Michael Tiberius Myers.
Oh, there you are.
But yeah, I'm super stoked because went through all the effort of putting this outfit together, and it would probably be pretty easy for you to do, but I've never dyed anything in my life. So it was quite the challenge.
It's not easy, and this is a very uniform color. This is this looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you talked about maybe putting on the black collar, but I can see how that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it didn't. I just sort of placed it around, tried some things, looking at it, and, and I wasn't excited about it at all.
That didn't
It was like the black shirt will have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a Michael Myers thing. So.
Totally Michael Myers thing. Well, here you are, sir. It's not a batleth, but that's okay. Kirk didn't have one of those.
No, this is awesome because it's a mashup. I was, I'd been going back and forth between whether or not I go like with a mirror dagger,
Cool.
or I just decided this would be best because it really makes it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate you making me this because I was afraid I was going to get shot if I walked around with a real butcher knife. So.
Oh, you'll still get stopped.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As long as I don't get shot.
Well, as you don't get shot, right. Or phasered.
Or phasered.
Remember, if anybody points a phaser at you, don't suddenly step into where the animation is, because if you do that, then you're dead.
Yes, yes. Well, here's the great thing is this, normally, this, I love dressing up as a red shirt for Halloween.
Yes.
So this is the first time I've done Star Trek where I'm not a red shirt.
Really?
Yes.
You've never done command or sciences before?
Oh, heck no. If I ever had my way, that would be the role I took. If I got to go on a Star Trek either movie or show, if they were just randomly like, hey, Joe, what do you want to do? I'd be like, can I beam down to a planet, pick up a rock, and die?
Preferably before the first commercial break.
Yeah, and now that I can't do fan films,
right,
my only hope is that the generous folks at Paramount CBS decide to let me go do this, which I don't see happening. So,
you can dream.
I can dream. What sucks is someone needs to do this as like a fan film.
Okay.
Halloween meets Star Trek, Kirk could roam around the streets looking for those red shirts. I mean, that's all the plot you need. Do you need any more?
Not really.
Exactly. So someone out there hopefully will do it.
Okay.
But until then, there's always Halloween.
It's always Halloween. And Halloween.
And Halloween. I finished off my costume with a 1978 Michael Myers mask, added some boots, and with the butcher knife Odin built, my Captain Myers cosplay is complete. Red shirts beware. Captain Myers is reporting to the bridge. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And be sure to check out Odin's Michael Myers knife build on Odin Makes.